It's estimated that there are probably between 8 and 10,000 unreached people groups still remaining in the world that are completely untouched by any form of Christianity, and numbering somewhere between 2 and 3 billion people. So, you know, one-third to moving toward a half of the world's population is still untouched.
Yeah, so what does an unreached people group mean? What's the definition of that?
Yeah, for Adventist Frontier Missions, an unreached people group is it's a definable group of people that are separated from all other groups of people by virtue of language, culture, ethnicity. Sometimes geography can play into that. Religion is another major factor that plays into what defines a people group.
Wow, so there's 8,000?
Yeah, approximately, you know, statistics vary depending on how you break up the world, but 6,000 to 8,000 people groups.
I mean that there's no Christians at all in those people groups, or just very small minority?
Well, for many of them, there are absolutely no Christians in them, but in others, it's a very, very small percentage.
So no missionaries, no Christians, no Catholics?
No Christians, no missionaries, no Catholics.
Wow, 8,000.
Yep.
How do you handle that when people say Jesus is coming soon? Matthew 24:14 says he's not coming till the gospel is preached.
Yes, that's actually a very interesting question. That, you know, as I wrestle with Matthew 24, of course, Jesus speaks about the various signs leading up to his second coming, but then he says the end is not yet. So the signs aren't actually, you know, earthquakes and wars and all that aren't actually the sign of the end. The sign of the end is when this gospel, the kingdom, has been preached to the whole world.
Right.
And so, you know, it seems to me that there's a great deal that we have to do, and it's a great challenge for God's church, because we dare not actually come to the conclusion that the world's almost reached, because it's not.
Have we even really begun?
You know, when I give those statistics about the numbers of unreached people groups and their population, that's from an entire evangelical Christian perspective. You know, if we begin to think about that from an Adventist perspective, no, we've barely begun.
But do you think that the gospel and salvation and missions is separable? In other words, can you have the full gospel without the mission? Is the mission optional?
No. Yeah, I don't think salvation, the gospel, the mission, I don't think those are separatable. They're inextricably linked together. And you know, I guess I've actually come to the place where I don't believe, you know, God has a deep heart for lost people all over the world. And I don't really believe that we can claim to be the church of God unless we share the heart of God for people that he has a heart for, which is everyone. God has called us not just for a personal salvation. That's not actually the full purpose of the gospel. Once I'm saved, it's his complete intent that every church member be engaged in sharing his salvation with other people. And I also, you know, tend to believe that the gospel commission, it's not just for a select few. It's not just for those that go. It's for every church member.
The outflow of Christ within is service, is sharing.
Absolutely.
Do you think America is the largest mission, the biggest mission field in the world?
No.
Yeah, you just disagreed with Doug Batchelor.
Okay, well, I guess I did. You know, North America, you know, you have to define what's reached and unreached look like.
Right.
In the reached part of the world, people have access to Christianity.
Right.
You know, they can walk down the street and they walk by Christians. They can go to a hotel and get a Gideon Bible out of a hotel drawer. There's Christian bookstores everywhere. You know, yeah. How many versions of the Bible exactly? You know, that's reached. When people have access to Christianity, basically at will.
Right.
And there are vast populations of the world who have none of that.
Right. Don't even know there is such a thing.
Yeah, don't even know there's a Bible or a, God as we understand Him. Who don't share a similar worldview.
Right.
It's just, North America is not the most unreached country on earth. Christianity is dying in America.
Right.
In fact, Adventism is dying in America.
Can you say that again?
Adventism is dying in America.
Why?
And I think it's because of lack of purpose, because of lack of engagement. We have become a people focused on ourselves.
Right.
And
the antithesis of Christ, Spirit.
Right. And as soon as you focus on yourself, we lose God's Spirit, because God's Spirit wasn't given for our personal edification. It was given so that we could serve Him.